So with that, we're going to be joined now by Cameron Adams of Arizona State University at Young Democrats. So we'll have her come in from backstage. Hi, Cameron. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So we've gotten a chance to speak with some of your fellow Young Democrats of Arizona. Really appreciate the leadership you're taking on so many things to help people vote. And so one thing, we talked about this earlier, but we want to make sure, folks are just tuning in now. To reiterate some voter information about how to vote safely, because there's a pandemic going on. It seems like natural disasters are just popping up right and left. So, what's the best way for people to vote safely and conveniently in Arizona, and what deadlines do people need to act by to do so?
Yeah, so we really encourage everyone to get on the permanent early voting list, the PEVL, so they can just get their ballot, right in the mail, not have to leave their house for any reason, putting themselves in danger. So we really encourage that and are pushing that. And the deadline to sign up for that is October 5th. So the ballots are mailed out on October 7th.
And then, Rudy, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do. I do have a question. So it's interesting because I live in a state that's Democrat controlled. So a lot of bills that we want to see passed get passed, right? But you're living in a Republican controlled state house. So what are some of those issues that have been most frustrating, and what changes will come if you're able to flip the house in Arizona?
Yeah, we live in Arizona is like a Republican trifecta, so they have the House, the Senate, and the governor is a Republican. So one huge issue in Arizona is the public education system. In 2008, they cut tons, or basically cut funding, down to zero for community colleges and for higher education, as well as the K through 12 schools, and that hasn't been restored. So that's one thing that if we are able to flip one or both chambers of the state legislature, that would be huge to be able to restore those funding.
Absolutely. And I feel like Arizona is one of those states where also we hear about the state legislature doing some really not great stuff around reproductive choice, passing state laws that limit reproductive freedoms and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of bad bills come through and are able to pass, unfortunately, because of that, because of the Republican majority.
And,
yeah. No, sorry. Go ahead, Karen.
Well, I was going to say, are there any specific candidates for state legislature in the area around Arizona State that you'd like to plug?
Yeah, there's 3 in like Maricopa County that are super important. Legislative District 17, which we have 1 Democratic representative, but looking to flip the Senate seat in that district, and that's AJ Kurdoglu, who's running there. LD 20, Legislative District 20, is a little bit north of where I'm at, but Doug Irvin is running for the state Senate, and Judy Schwiebert is running for the state House. Those are super important races. And then Legislative District 28 is the other one that's super important. And the woman who's running for the state Senate was able to, she ran in 2018 and lost by like 250 votes. So they're really hoping to flip that one this time around.
Nice. Wow. It's the work, it's that grassroots work that's really going to make the difference, right? Calling voters, making those donations, right? So Kelly talked about this earlier, but what can we get one more shout out from the Young Democrats of Arizona about the Mutual Aid Day? We want to hear more about that.
Yeah. So we're having an event tonight at, I think it's at 7 p.m. We are putting together a fundraiser for a mutual aid program that we're going to have on for election day to, keep people at the polls fed, like have food there, water there for people that are, waiting in line, or making sure other people stay in line. And we're also having a program to get people rides to the polls. So raising money to send like Uber credits and things like that for people who maybe don't have access to a car, or weren't able to mail in their ballot. So.
Wow,
That is awesome. And we're going to maybe drop the links to that fundraiser in our chat again so people have a chance to see it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks, Cameron.